I have a mustache. Ooh, I'm like the villain in a 1920s movie. Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Ha. This mustache is stupid. All right, first off, I have to apologize for being late, everybody who was expecting a video on Thursday or at least by Sunday. Unfortunately, I've been dealing with some difficulties and struggling with my emotional instability. I'm going to be a little discreet about it. I do apologize, but don't want to go into too much detail. But anyway, I did see two movies in the last few days, and I'm going to be separating them into two separate videos and hopefully getting both out by today. For sure, this one is going to be done. I don't want to be an American Nimrod. I don't want to be an American Nimrod. Are you a fan of Green Day? Personally, I'm not. But I am a fan of the new movie, Nimrods. Let me tell you why.
Want the real, he brings the real. One look, one score, that's a deal. No smoke, no mask, just a seal. When the credits roll, critics MR.X, he rates it bad or good.
Yeah, the curse which broke. This movie was actually pretty good. I mean, don't need to overhype it. It's not all that great, but I enjoyed it for the most part. Definitely enjoyed it more than I do the music. I was never a big fan of any punk rock. It's actually probably the one variety of music that I'm not a fan of. I'm more of a rap guy, you can tell by my intros, and I love classical and jazz. Besides the point. Nimrods is about a group of four teenagers who created their own song and meets Green Day at some type of like fan meet and greet event. They actually wasn't even supposed to be there. They ended up skipping in line and ended up getting seen by them. I think what was it? It was there was too many people, and they was like, oh, anybody from here on has to leave, and it was right where they was at. And then when the security guard walked away, like, no, we're not having this. And they skipped up in line. They told everybody that they had some special passes. They lied to meet Green Day. Green Day was really like sarcastic and kept making fun of the name of the band. The name of the band is the Analog Dogs. But Green Day changed that into something else. Dogs? Yes, the Anus Dogs. He calls them the Anus Dogs, and they're like, "No, my name is the Analog Dogs," and oh, they completely wimp out. Like they start acting like fools when they meet their idols. It's funny because these are kind of like rebellious teen boys and tough kids. Showed them like walking away from school and dissing schools and just ranking on each other. They kind of had the reputation that they was the bad boys, rebellion kids, but they just act like a fool when they met Green Day. You would think that they was meeting the love of their life. So Green Day calls them anus dogs like 3 more times during this encounter, and they barely get out what they want to ask them, but they end up disclosing to them that they're in a band and they're inspiring to be a successful punk band, and they leave them a cassette tape with one song on it, the greatest song. And speaking of young, inspiring individuals who want to accomplish more, I'm at an amazing 13, and I would like to make it to 20. So if you could help me to get there, please hit that subscription button.
Okay, and they also left them the phone number. And actually, just before they left, they like, oh, let me call you. And they call them, and they're like, hey, what's up, anus dogs?
So before I go on, let's break down the characters a little bit here. We got Tommy, who is basically the assertive one. He's the leader of the group and also the main character. The story kind of reflects around him. He's the singer of the group and main guitarist. Then there's Fred, I mean, best way I can explain him is a man child. I mean, he's like 18. He's a kid himself, but he acts much younger. He actually gets offended when that is said in the movie later on, but there's no other way to say it. His mannerisms are very similar to like a Pee Wee Herman. He's goofy. He carries this a hand puppet that he consistently uses to like mock people and say silly jokes. And there's Chad, which is kind of a funny name for this person because he is the nerd and uh, dork of the group, and he's the one that the other two kind of mess with, but he's also obviously the brains of the group as well. So Tommy's older brother and his brother's friend want to play a joke on Tommy and get him to believe that the lead singer of Green Day called him and invited him to play their song for the opener of the next Vegas concert. So his friend mimics the lead singer of Green Day's voice and calls Tommy. And Tommy actually falls for this. He falls for this bogus prank played by his brother and his brother's friend. However, it takes a different twist because his brother just thought that it would kind of mess up his day for a little bit, and then he would tell him at the end of the day. But Tommy ends up stealing the car and going on a road trip with the rest of the band to Vegas so they can play at the concert. And that's basically the plot of the story, and it goes on from there. And of course, they get into random shenanigans from time to time. They end up crossing path with a girl their age, and Tommy starts connecting with her. They end up having the car break down because Fred put diesel fuel in it, saying, "Well, everybody goes green. I didn't know. I don't know. Uh, I'm sorry, guys." Um, Also, they had to drive in a taxi. His brother was doing Uber and had a taxi, so it was a taxi they was driving in with up to this point. They end up pushing the taxi up to a bar and playing their song there, and the people there love them and ended up letting them borrow a old ice cream truck that somebody abandoned there. That's all I'm really going to disclose of the film. I'm not going to really go into any more detail than that. If you're interested, go see it. You absolutely don't have to be a fan of Green Day to enjoy this film. It does play a few of those songs, but not consistently throughout the whole film. I personally, again, don't enjoy the music, but at the same time, I don't think they're trash. And when it is on, I actually can enjoy it. I don't think it's that bad of music. It's just not something that I personally would choose to listen to on my own. Uh, it's really funny. It's very emotional at times. And there are some other twists and turns that I'm leaving out. Is it predictable? I mean, a little bit, but then again, what you expect to happen doesn't happen exactly in the way that you are thinking. If you get my drift, it does end in the way that we all would imagine it will end. But then again, there is something else that happens at the end that I personally didn't see coming. I mean, it's not like falling on the floor laughing at this film, but there are a few parts that will get you to smile. And overall, it's more of a heartwarming drama film that does keep you interested. It does make you wonder where the story is going to go, and the pace is pretty well done too, at a pretty average speed. I'm gonna give it a 3.5, and that's being unbiased. I'm saying the film itself, as an outsider looking in, it is a 3.5. My personal experience with it probably was like str- a strong 2.5 to a 3, meaning I I did like it, but I don't think I liked it as much as others would like it. But that was just some of my own personal preference, not being a fan of Green Day and not being a fan of punk rock or that culture or that community. Well, I'm a fan of you guys. I respect you. I actually had a friend in high school who was a big Green Day fan, and I was having some flashback of that. But I support you guys. I'm just not personally punk rock myself, and I'm not familiar with that lifestyle, so I can't relate to it uh, as much as somebody who was punk rock could. So, being unbiased, it is definitely like a 3.5. Strongly suggest you guys catch it online. For where I'm at, it was only in theaters for a weekend, but maybe you can catch it where you're at, or maybe you can catch it online. And once again, that's another X mark the review. I hope you all enjoyed. Either way, whether you agree, disagree, let me know in the comment section. Hit me up and tell me what you think of Nimrods. Did you think it was worth watching? Did you think it was a bore fest? Do you think it was a really epic movie? Are you a fan of Green Day? If you are, let me know your favorite Green Day song in the comment section.
I sat down for the show with my notes and my snack, and the hero tripped on a rug in the back. The villain made a speech about fear and faith, then he walked into a lamp. I had to pause and wait. Oh my gosh, did that just happen? Did the camera stay? Was that part of it? Bloopers, bloopers, I could not ignore. Bloopers, bloopers, I was laughing more.
I don't want to be an American Nimrod. I don't want to be an American Nimrod. Are you a fan of Green Day? I'm personally not, but I am a fan of the new movie, American. Fuck, it's not called American Nimrods.